Peace, power, and prosperity. How are you? Yeah, how are you this afternoon? How are you this rising? Yeah. We're going to be speaking on, again, the topic of love. Love is always on the forefront of a lot of our minds. So we're going to make sure that we're speaking on love. Let me go ahead and adjust my visuals. Yeah. You know, some of us think some of the most important things you'll have to do in this lifetime is love. Maybe you think the most important thing you may have to do is accomplish something on the grounds of your love. Maybe you love the world. Yeah. Maybe you love life. Maybe you love the people in it. Maybe you love an individual. Maybe it's romance. Maybe you love yourself, and it's something that you need to dedicate to yourself. But I want us to understand that you're going to have to first understand love. You're going to have to understand love and how it differs from care, or else you'll be stuck buying love. You know how many individuals out here thinking that they can buy love, thinking that they can purchase love, thinking that they can invest monetary assets towards love, but love doesn't require anything monetarily. Love requires energy. Love is an energy. Love is a frequency. Okay? For us to understand why we are in the predicament we are in today, because we are indeed in the predicament. We have people operating in the universe with a lack of love for the universe. We have people operating within the world without a lack of love for one another. This is because not only do we not know love or have a proper understanding of love, but we fail to realize when it's time to love and it's time to care. Oh yeah. Yes, love differs from care. Love differs from care. When you love something, it is quite different from when it's time to care for something. Okay? We're going to go ahead and get the frequencies on perfect as we go into love and care. Feel free to chime in. How you doing, chat? Rich rises, love rises, power rises, energy rises, frequency rising. Yeah, we doing all our rises. All our rises. We make the music live, so we're gonna sit here and line some of this music up. Make sure things line up the way they're supposed to. We appreciate the patience. When I say we, I mean those of us who operate in the frequency of love. Tap in if you're present. Tap in if you're present. Thank you for being present if you're present. You finna be a gift, not only to yourself, but to me and to the frequency. Thank you. Yeah, I always like thanking people for giving me a reason to walk in purpose. Purpose just need a reason. Purpose is the answer, so all it needed was a reason. Believe it or not, all it needed was a problem. All it needed was a problem. And here come the problem solvers. As we get the frequency right, let me know how you're doing. If you can sum up in one word how you feel in this moment. I say if you can sum up in one word, how do you feel in this moment? I feel good. I'm making new loops. I'm making new music. I'm making new friends. I'm making new business. I'm making new endeavors. I'm making new love. And then also, I'm I'm teaching others how to do the same. That feels good. I'm sure we can attest to that. Let me line these tunes up. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and line these tunes up. I think that's enough lining. Peace, power, and prosperity to the frequency of love for those individuals that are here for more than just themselves. Okay? I'm Yala Laquan. I'm here, okay, delivering to you another introspection, okay, and my perspective on love. I want to answer the age-old question: why love? Where's love? And are we paying for love? And is it worth the price that we have to pay? Is love worth the price we have to pay? Before we go into the price of love, we must understand that there's a difference. There's a difference between the way we are receiving love and the way we are giving love. There's a difference, and this difference is primarily due to the fact that most of us have a lack of understanding of love. Some of us think just because we care for a thing, just because we care for another, just because we may even care for ourselves, some of us think that that's love. Yes, a lot of us get caring confused in love. Listen, when you care for a thing, it doesn't necessarily mean that you love a thing. And when you love a thing, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to care for a thing. I want us to understand that. Shall I say it again? When you care for a thing, it doesn't mean that you have to love a thing. And when you love a thing, it doesn't mean you have to care for a thing. We need to understand that love also has a space. Just like it has a space to exist inside you, it has a space. Sometimes this space differs from care, as care is closer, love is farther, love is distant. Okay? It gotta fall the reach. Care is closer, more intimate. I.e., when you care for yourself. When you care for yourself, you're giving yourself the things that you need within that moment. Okay? You may even go into giving yourself things that you want within that moment. Why? Because you care about things that are also in that moment, like the feelings and the way you feel. Some of you talk different because you care the way a person feels. Some of you care how you're being received. Some of you care, but that doesn't mean you necessarily have to love. Okay? Love is a distance and a difference. Okay? Because you care doesn't mean you necessarily have to love. Okay? Caring is close because you're closer to feelings. You're closer to feelings. The things you hear, the things you see. You're closer to your senses. Your senses is directly linked to your feelings. Okay? All of this is providing information about your well-being within the moment. That's what care does. Okay? Care focuses on well-being of you within the moment. But love, love see the grander picture. Okay? Love see the grander picture. For example, because you love yourself, you may go through the turmoils that you may have to go through to achieve what you're trying to achieve. Because you love yourself, because you love your body, you may go through the pain of working out. You may go through the pain of not seeing no progress day in and day out. Because you love yourself, you can see the vision. Because you love an individual, you may love a person through all their flaws. You may love a person through all their mishaps. You may love a person because you see that they only going through something within the moment. You chose not to care so much about your feelings within the moment. Although they violent, you don't live in the moment. As I mentioned, love has a distance. Yeah. Love got a broader range than care. This is why they say out of sight, out of mind, because you care more about the things that are in front of you. Do you not? You care more about the things that are in front of you. They are directly affecting your well-being. Okay? That's love. So the reason why a lot of us are convinced that we can buy love is because we are confused. We are confused. We are confused on what love is. Maybe we relating love to happiness. Maybe we relating love to some more temporary feelings. But love isn't so temporary, is it? It's long lasting. This is why you can love people, places, and things that you may not necessarily care about. Okay? You may not necessarily care about the feelings of the individual, i.e., okay, when a parent punishes their offspring, they love you. Okay, they love who you are becoming in the vision of you, but they may not care how you feel in the moment when they remove things from you. See where I'm going? Care is more intimate, care is closer. So there may be some confusion. Okay, and we're going to alleviate a lot of this confusion. Okay? Are we mistaking care for love or love for care? Did we mean to care for ourselves when it was time to love ourselves? I say that respectfully because a lot of people are doing certain things that may pertain to caring, okay, or loving themselves, right, versus caring for themselves. Like when they promoted love yourself, when they promoted do things to love yourself. A lot of people thought of that as a spa day. A lot of people thought of that as giving yourself the things that you thought your emotions may need, such as disforming your body and disfiguring yourself. You know how many people are getting upgrades? How many people are getting surgeries on the ground that they think that they love themselves, but it's really just an emotion that they fell in love with. They've romanticized this fantasy idea of themselves, and then they fell in love with that so deeply that they stopped caring about themselves. They stopped caring about what is needed within a moment. They stopped caring about the fact that they could go to therapy. The fact that they can learn to appreciate themselves in different ways. They didn't have to mutilate themselves in different ways for them to be convinced that this is how I'm going to be received and this is how I'm going to love themselves. How many people are mutilating themselves for the sake of love? They say love is crazy. How many people have been in relationships that have caused you to do certain things that hurt yourself? Maybe loving this individual is hurting you. Is it time to care? It's a lot of people that have been laying down with covert narcissists. It's a lot of people that have been laying down with people who don't feel the same as you do. Is it time to care? Or did you fall in love with this idea of yourself, this idea of a relationship? Are you fantasizing about life a little too much so it has you daydreaming and then falling in love with the daydream to the point you stop caring? You stop caring about yourself. Your body falling apart, you stop caring about yourself. Your mind is falling apart, you stop caring about yourself. You are losing the grip to reality. Okay? Because love don't exist within a moment. As I mentioned, love exists outside this moment. It also exists outside this realm. Yeah. It exists in the physical. It exists in the mental. It exists in the emotional. It exists in the physical. Okay? The physical, the mental, the spiritual, the emotional. Love exists outside this realm. Caring. That's physical. Sometimes that physical is even mental. For the sake of love, they say, I've most recently seen that Cardi B done got a new body job. Everybody getting their body jobs. Everybody going to the medical mechanics and getting a body job. Anybody that has gotten a body job, I want you to understand you suffer from severe depression. You suffer from severe insecurity. You suffer from severe lack of identity and a lack of purpose. I will not recant or rescind those words to the point I'll say it again. If you ever went out and got a body job, if you ever went out and got an upgrade for whatever reasons you've made up to yourself, you suffer from severe insecurities. You suffer from severe depression. You suffer from, severe lack of identity, the severe lack of character, and the severe lack of personality. You are suffering. Suffering so much you'll mutilate yourself. You'll mutilate yourself to look like something that don't exist, because that character don't exist. Only within your mind. Here's the funny thing. When you try to bring it into this reality, it's only going to be temporary. It didn't belong here. It didn't belong here. So it's going to be here for a shorter duration than everything else. Whatever you brought from your imagination, whatever you brought from your fantasy will not hold. It will not last. It will only exist for a short time. Do that make sense? Is that making sense? I want the people that have mutilated themselves, I want the people to understand that. Let's use Cardi B as an example. No disrespect to Cardi B, you are loved. Okay? You are loved. But let's use Cardi B and people who are leading this imaginative cause in mutilating yourself for the sake of love, for the sake of beauty, for the sake of this other image. Let's use this as an example. Let's use this as an example. Okay? Let's come to the conclusion that, or the realization, let me help you. Come to the conclusion that when you fail to accept what you look like in the physical, this is because you are failing to accept something that is happening in the mental. Something that is happening in the emotional. Most of it is due to your insecurities. Here's the thing. Changing your physical isn't going to change your insecurities. It's not going to change the way you feel about yourself. It's not going to change the way you view yourself. Why? Because those insecurities still exist. They still exist. They still exist. What you are unable to do in your mind, you are still unable to do. When you are unable to choose yourself, you know how many others choose the equation. You know how many others choose the outcome. You know how many others choose another person versus themselves. When you are unable to choose yourself every time, and you keep choosing other things, then this is the deeper problem within your mind. You think when you change your body, you've chosen yourself. You didn't choose yourself. You actually chose the contrasting thought. That is not you. That is not yourself. Is it? We're speaking on buying love. Since a lot of us are convinced we buying love. A lot of these holidays come up. A lot of you are convinced you're buying love. When Christmas come around, a lot of you will be convinced that you can buy the love of your offspring. That as long as you buy the toys, as long as you buy a thing, as long as you keep buying gifts, that person is going to love you more. How many of us are convinced that as long as we keep gifting a person, they may appreciate us more. They may love us more. I'm letting you know, love don't work that way. Love was going to be here with or without the gifts. Yes, we understand that you recognize an individual within a moment, but that didn't take a gift. That took your recognition. You see, love isn't physical. Although you can see it physical sometimes, it doesn't start physical. I'm going to say it again. Love doesn't begin physical. The majority of love isn't physical. The physical attributes and what is seen within love is the very last limbs of love. But it is first mental. It is a choice. I choose to identify with my reflection. I choose to love me and you. You catch that? When somebody loves you, it is themselves inside you that they love. They've fallen in love with themselves. Be of no dismay. This is normal. Anything you are attracted to in life, you are attracted to aspects of yourself within that thing. This is normal. That is love. True love. Actually, when a person stops seeing themselves in you, love dissipates. Love starts to fall apart. They stop being able to recognize you. Who are you is what they'll say. Yeah, we've been buying love. The holidays taught you to buy love, especially your Valentine's days and your birthdays. The holidays done taught you to buy love. You thought if you bought love, you would feel better about yourself. You thought if you bought love, a person would accept you more. You thought if you bought love, a person wouldn't cheat on you. A person wouldn't lie to you. A person wouldn't distrust you. You thought if you bought love, a person would overlook your flaws and brush some of your mishap and your mistakes under the rug. You thought if you bought love, you could become everything that a person needs. You thought if you bought love, you can step into the insanity, okay, of walking in your own fantasies, of being everything that a person wished for. You thought if you bought love, you would be good. Yeah. You thought that you could become, okay, everything that a person wished for. You thought that buying love would keep that person next to you forever. How many people trying to keep people next to them forever? You have attachment issues, do you? Do you? I know. I once been there. I done had attachment issues. I once thought a person that I love was supposed to be everything that they were supposed to. I thought a person that I love was supposed to be my all, my everything. How many of you convinced that a person you love supposed to be your all? I told a woman, listen, you supposed to be my mother, my wife, my aunt, my sister, my cousin, my confidant, my therapist, my friend, my teacher, my everything. That's not true. The woman who loved me and did look me in my eyes and said, sir, I'm only supposed to be your wife. That is also your confidant and friend. Please don't put the responsibility of those people on me. How dare you request that someone be your all? How dare you? And then you have them sometimes often feeling not good enough because they're trying to figure out why you unsatisfied. Why you unsatisfied? Okay? Because they can't be your all. It's impossible. That's not their responsibility. You got to understand, you done fell in love with a fantasy. You done fell in love with an imaginative version of love, of attachment. That's what you really have. A lot of you have attachment. You don't have love. Some of you even have lust. You don't have love. A lot of you don't have what you think you have. Okay? Let's first get down to that understanding of love. This is pending your understanding now. Putting the responsibility on a thing to love you. And then when you lose the thing, then what? Then what? So we buying love. We in a month of we buying love. So we in a month of February. So we gonna see a lot of people buying love. We the love holiday that didn't pass, allegedly. The love holiday didn't pass. The results are in. There are still a lot of unloved people. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Let me go ahead and fix my my paper. Goodness. I'm gonna say it again. The results are in. Okay? The results are in. We done seen the numbers for Valentine's Day, and it seems as though a lot of people are still unloved. Okay? Then it's a good portion of people who went out and thought that they had to buy their love. And then we're gonna applaud the people that are actually in love. In love, experiencing love. Okay? But it's a greater number of people that are not in love, and there are a greater number of people that are single. And there are also a greater number of people who thought that they can buy their love. A lot of people went out and thought that they can buy roses, and this was going to be examples of their affection, of their love. A lot of people went out and bought gifts and made sure these billion-dollar companies stay in business Because they know you finna not only buy love for other people, but you finna buy love for yourself. How many people think that when they go buy things for themselves, they loving themselves? Otherwise, they wouldn't have done it. Let me ask you this question. When you went so long without a thing, did you love yourself? Did you? You saved money, I think. You learned how to be without, I think. You realized that whatever you did have was worthy, I think. Now when you bought something, what else has happened to you? Did you stop loving yourself? Come on now. We've been buying love. We've been buying love. Okay? So I just wanted to come on and touch on love. I just wanted to give us, right? A proper definition of love. One that includes the difference between care. I want us to remember love is distant. Love is broader. Okay? Love don't require care, nor do care require love. Okay? Love is more purposeful. Care is dealing with your feelings in the moment. Care is in the moment. Care is more intimate. So yes, we do want a balance of both, but they don't have to exist at the same time. Believe it or not, most of the times you love, you may stop caring. Because love isn't required to care. Okay? Your parents wasn't required to care the way you feel when they loved you enough to punish you. When they loved you enough to buy you those sneakers or shoes you didn't want. They didn't care the way you feel, the embarrassment you could have felt. They didn't care, but they loved you. Okay? Love isn't required to care. I want us just to understand that. Thank you. Feel free to follow me on all streaming platforms. Yalil Laquan on Twitch. Yalil Laquan on YouTube. That's at Sundays at 9 a.m. Okay? Fridays at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Okay? Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Yalil Laquan. And then, if you ever need any of my copper essentials, such as my copper water vortex, such as, you know, we also have copper cups. We still got copper cups. We also got copper mules, but we also have copper jewels. Okay? Oh, maybe I should get a copper microphone. Nevertheless, let's get rich.